So I says, yo, haha, it's all in the words.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bop. Hey, yo, what's going on? This is your boy Podrey. And I just got to finish uploading some content to my second channel, Podrey Smurf 2. And I was reminded of a video I was supposed to make like a few days ago, 2-3 days ago. I want to give a shout out to Impressive. This young lady right here, she does great content about celebrities and folks in our culture, and I'm down with that. I like her videos. Anyway, show her some love. I'll leave a link down in the description to her channel. Now, as far as the topic goes, this topic is dealing with relationships, religion, and I had watched this one video about Megan Good and her soon-to-be ex, Devon. I had seen another video. I don't know if it was from Impressive. I mean, yeah, from Impressive or from somebody else. But this video here was a good one because she really allowed Megan and her soon-to-be ex to speak in their own words. You know what I'm saying? So in that way, she wouldn't be putting words into their mouths, or, you know what I'm saying, trying to convey what they had already said about what was going on with their marriage. Come to find out that they were already separated for like 4 months before he filed for a divorce, like this past week. This is Christmas week. Ain't that a bitch? Right. So anyway, I left a comment. Somebody liked it. I don't know if it was Impressive or somebody else, but my comment was, I've talked about this specific type of issue so many times. This gives me fuel to talk about it again. Oh man, I can't wait to talk my shit because I've been in relationships just like this. And I go on to say that, I don't condemn relationships or marriage. I try to motivate folks to be the best person that they can be, whether they're in a relationship or not. I have an experience about relationships and religion, and I've told my story a lot of times on my channel, just regular Padre Smurf. And so I'm like, yo, if I've said it once, I've said it twice. If I said it 3 times, I've said it a lot of times. I think it takes us a lot of years to develop into the person that we are really comfortable with individually. A lot of us know what we want when we're younger, and we strive for it, and a lot of us accomplish it. We're successful in the areas that we want to be. Then there's a lot of us that have trouble getting to where we want to be. Then there's a lot of us who don't know where we want to be in the future. We don't know who we want to be in the future, and we struggle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm reaching out to everybody because, for one thing that I know for sure, is that you can never put nothing past somebody else. For as long as we've been on this planet, we've been fucking each other over. We've been loving each other, and we've been doing a lot of shit in between. You know what I mean? It's been good, it's been bad, and it's been a lot of gray area. So it's like, when you put religion into the mix, you gotta really do your research on religion, because they're debunking so much shit. There has been so much shit that's been debunked. And there is a lot of shit that is still getting debunked about religion. When I was a religious person, I always questioned religion. Always questioned, you know what I'm saying, the thought of it, the idea of it, you know what I'm saying, what's supposed to be facts about it and all that kind of shit. I've always had questions about it, and it's always made me uncomfortable. And just like with relationships, if you question the person that you're with, or if you're questioning yourself, then you might as well be single. So when it comes down to religion and relationships, you gotta be very, 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 very fucking careful. You really do. When you're in relationships, you are totally responsible for that other person's emotions and well-being, and it should be reciprocated. It should go both ways. You know what I mean? Because you made a choice, and as an adult, there's consequences behind the choices that we make. Now, when you're dealing with religion, people have a bad habit of blaming their choices on religion, and they don't take responsibility for the shit that they do. I did it too. I remember one time I was taking a road trip, and I got lost. And I was like, God, please, you know what I'm saying, help me find a park that I can chill at, take me and my dog, and we can go, you know what I'm saying, sit and chill, whatever. And so I heard, at the light, make a left. So I did that. In my head, in my conscience. And then I heard 3 lights down, make a left. So I did that. And then I heard, when you get up to this driveway, look to your right. So I followed those directions. And as I was looking over to the right, there was a park right there. So I was like, whoa, thumbs up, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I've had a lot of experiences when I dealt with religion personally on my own level, and I still question this shit. When I was in relationships, I was dealing with this whole thing of, when I meet somebody, be like, okay, well, God wants me to be with this person for some reason. When we going through shit, it's like, okay, God must be making us go through some shit for some reason. When we break up, single again, okay, I guess God want me to break up. Or I guess God want me broken up with this person. I guess God wants me single for some reason. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow, man, all those years, I could have been doing so much more. But I didn't, because I was afraid of this whole thing of a jealous God and the consequences of giving up on a religion and shit like that. So when I started unthinking the bullshit that I was raised up around, the shit that I was taught, the lies, the contradictions, I began having a whole lot of happiness. My life got better. It really did. And I'm suggesting that everybody do the research and formulate your own opinion on what they think religion is and what they've been raised up to believe in and all that kind of good shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're happy in ignorance, if you're happy in doing things that you think is true, you know what I'm saying? What they say, quote unquote, live in your own truth. You know what I'm saying? Then I don't know. There's a thing where you got people that's looking at you like, man, I wish you could see life for what it is. You know what I'm saying? The truth of it. But then it's like, yo, I remember watching the news, right? And I don't like watching the news. And this is one of the reasons why. You have some people that will sit up here talking about you got a newscaster talking about how religion shouldn't be here, religion shouldn't be there, but thank God this person is safe. And it's like, wow, are you really going to say this all in a couple of sentences? Your job is to, you know what I'm saying, post the news, report the news, and not really get too personal about the shit. And then when they go and do it, you know what I'm saying, it's like, wow, for real, for real. It's like mixing politics and religion, you know what I'm saying? They say it's like oil and water. But I like Bible, the word Bible, because it's like basic instructions before leaving Earth. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, before we die, we have to come into reality one way or another. We gotta find some type of truth. We gotta find some type of happiness, some type of harmony, some type of peace. You know what I'm saying? We got to do a lot of research, and it takes a while to do that. So when people are starting off young, it's like I was watching this video about how Saweetie, that rapper, R&B singer, artist, whatever, she was talking about how she wanted a baby, and I mentioned it to my brother, and my brother was like, well, hell, you know what I'm saying, she's got money, that baby's gonna be taken care of. But I'm looking at it, I agree with him 100%, but I'm looking at it as, she's a fucking kid. You gonna let other people take care of your kid? Or you gonna, I mean, it's like there's no other way. I don't know, man. You got people that they say they got an old soul. You know what I'm saying? They pick up on things fast, real fast, real fast. They understand life real fast and real early and things like that. And they're able to handle the choices that they need to make to be a good parent. But you got a lot of people that don't. You got a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, are in their fairy tale world, and when it comes down to it, you know what I'm saying, they're unhappy, they're going through depression, they're calling this shit PTSD, they're going through it, all kind of anxieties, and you know, it's like, yo, you wasn't ready to have a child. You wasn't ready to bring a child into the world. Now that child suffers. This whole thing about people making the abortion act, it's like, for real? For real, for real. So you're gonna make people pay and suffer just because you don't like abortions? You don't like the idea of abortions or whatever the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's not fair. It's real unfair. That's why whenever you're dealing with other people, you can never put nothing past them. One day they're gonna have choices to do one thing, and then they might change their mind on that shit. And you might not be in the conversation to find out that they just changed their mind about some shit. And then you're caught out. And you're like, wow, how come I didn't know about this? And then you're like, yo, I can't be around you 24/7. And even when you're around somebody for 24/7, you never know still. Look at all the relationships where people have been married for 40 or 50 years and they get divorced in their 50s. Just because another person falls in love with somebody else. Or they fall out of love just because they've been fed up with somebody else's bullshit. You just never know. There's a lot of people that settle for less. There's a lot of people who get married for all the wrong reasons. Looking for love all the wrong places. Well, looking for love in all the wrong people. You got all these examples that you can pull up and learn vicariously without going through a lot of excess bullshit. There's a lot of music out there that's on the good side of relationships, it's on the bad side of relationships, it's right there in the middle. You got a lot of movies, you got a lot of documentaries, you got a lot of books, you got a lot of audio books, you got a lot of autobiographies, you got a lot of information out there to help a person get prepared before you just jump head first into a situation. And mixing it with religion is very, very dangerous. It's kind of like one person's religious and the other person is not. and they think they're really going to have a good relationship. It's like my first marriage. My first wife wanted me to go give her son a spanking. And I'm like, yo, I'm only the stepdaddy. I haven't earned that shit. I haven't been in his life that long yet. Yes, he called me daddy a few times. But he was a kid. I did something that he liked. You know what I'm saying? But on them days where I'm not doing what he like, I'm not daddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm stepdaddy. You know what I mean? That's coming from a little 4 or 5 year old child. I know that because I've had niggas in my life dealing with my parent, dealing with my mother, saying that, yo, I need to call him stepdaddy, and that nigga wasn't shit. So I knew my role. I learned vicariously through all that shit. And if it wasn't vicariously, I just learned, period, that if I was going to be in some kid's life, I got my role. I need to stay in my lane. And a lot of people don't teach their kids the whole fucking thing about life. All these different characters that's on this chessboard. They're not explaining it and going in details. The hypotheticals. I remember when I was in the 5th grade, the summertime of 5th grade, I was going to the 6th grade, and I was sitting outside on the electrical fuse box in apartments. Those green boxes that you can sit on, they hum and vibrate, whatever the fuck. And I was bum rushed with a lot of what ifs. Like, what if you're not able to do this? What if you're able to do this? What if you're not able to have that? What if you're able to have this? It was a whole bunch of shit. Alright? And at the end of that moment, the only thing I was left with that was close to an answer is, if you're able to continue to move, then no. If you can still move around and if you can still breathe or whatever, just keep on moving, you know what I mean? Just no matter what happens, just keep on living, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta keep on going. And so I had a lot of issues that brought me around to that whole moment, and I just kept on moving. The good times, the bad times, just kept moving. I had a lot of females in relationships that called me emotionless because I wouldn't argue and be petty with them and things like that. They thought I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, giving them any time of the day. And it's like, yo, it don't have to be this way. There's a lot of people with relationships that don't even argue. They don't argue about shit. There's a lot of people that sit back and go through the puppy love phase and go through the whole phase of where they're lusting and they're communicating and they're talking, and you go through the Me Too phases of, I like this, well, me too, I don't like that, me neither. You got all these different levels and shit, and it's like, yo, kids need to be taught this shit so they don't have to go through so much as they're going through their 20s. There's so much I wish that I had done when I was in my 20s. But I didn't have significant people in my life pushing me towards these different agendas, not agendas, but these different things that would have caught my eye. I was just like caught up in some bullshit. It's kind of like having a parent. My parent had never gotten whooped, but yet she used to whoop the shit out of me. Where the fuck you get that at? You know what I'm saying? I love my parent, but I hate what my parent did. You know what I'm saying? My mom is dead, but I still have dreams about her. You know what I'm saying? And they're cool dreams. They're not bad dreams. But I still don't like the shit that my mom did. A lot of shit I didn't like. When it comes down to relationships, you gotta remember, man, especially when you're talking about bringing kids in, that kid is gonna have a piece of you, a piece of, you know what I'm saying, a piece of the mother, a piece of the father, and then they're gonna have their own individual self too. So there's gotta be a balance between that unity of three. There's gotta be a balance in there. They gotta know the good and the bad about their dad. They gotta know the good and bad about their mom. They gotta know the good and bad. that was between the two of them. You know what I'm saying? And then they got to be able to work themselves as they're living and moving and doing the things that they're doing to get older. You know what I'm saying? To be an adult and make adult choices. So it's like, yo, man, there's a lot of teaching involved when it comes down to being human, no matter if you're a child or if you're an adult. Some say that you can't teach old dogs new trick. Can't teach old dogs new tricks, meaning some of us get stuck in our ways and we ain't trying to change. There's a lot of us that sit back and we lie to ourselves and we be like, man, just talk to me. Just tell me what it is that I need to do and I'll make these changes. And then you go and talk to them and they're like, fuck you. I ain't changing for you. Why should I change for you? I'm happy. It's one of these things where I remember being in relationships and I would tell females, yo, don't blame me for shit. Come to me and saying, you make me mad. No, I don't make you mad. How the fuck am I going to be in control of your emotions? I might have done something that you and your emotions didn't like. But in the big picture of it all, I don't control shit that go on with you. You're a grown person and you got these emotions. You've had emotions before me. You're going to have emotions after me. You're the one that's in control of your shit. Don't say that I made you this and I made you that. It's bullshit. I can't do that. It's damn near impossible to make somebody, you know what I'm saying, do this or do that. When it's a given choice of whether that person want to accept what you're doing or not accept what you're doing, and then they reflect off of that. It's a lot of shit, man, that I had to go through that, you know what I'm saying, I wish I didn't go through, but then I'm glad I went through it. But I sure the fuck wish I had a time machine, because there's a lot of lives that I would live, man. A lot of lives. So I look at this whole thing with Megan and her old man, and he is a fucking minister, and he had a checklist of things that he didn't like about, you know what I'm saying, that he didn't want in a woman, and he went against that checklist anyway. And then Megan, she had to go through things dealing with church people and their bigotry and all that kind of shit, chastising her about shit, telling, you know what I'm saying, it's a bunch of craziness. And at the end of the day, no matter how they started off, here they are now going their separate ways. I've always wanted to meet a woman, we become friends, and instead of, you know what I'm saying, putting titles in this shit, we live together as individuals. The truth of it all. So much truth of it. You know what I'm saying? Just, we're individual people trying to learn who we are in life and try to make some type of place, you know what I'm saying, in this world. Leave our footprint somewhere. And we're trying to do it together. You know what I mean? So it's a thin line. And a lot of people can do it, a lot of people can't do it. So once again, I'm on this topic because it's something that's passionate to me. I want people to be happy. If people are happy, people aren't not out there fucking up other people's lives or fucking up their own personal life. If a person is happy, they have no reason to have to go through mental illness. If a person is happy, there's no reason for them to go and abuse somebody or to jeopardize their happiness so that they become abused by somebody. I got one of my isms, and my ism is I don't want to jeopardize my happiness for nobody. But if I do happen to jeopardize my happiness, it's going to be for somebody that I think is important enough in my life. And so right now in my life, that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I got my brother, my niece with me in my life, and I don't like everything that goes on, but it's like, yo, I'd rather have them in my life than not. So I accept their shit unconditionally. And a lot of people can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get off of here. I got this disclaimer and it says, I'm not the smartest person. I'm not the dumbest person. I need you to research everything that I'm talking about. I need you to take everything that you've researched and form your own opinion. And when you form your own opinion, I need you to share your opinion with other people. The reason why you should share your opinion is because you never know when somebody else is thinking about the same shit that you're thinking. They just don't have anybody to talk to. There's a lot of times when people feel like they're all alone in a crowded room. People call other people weirdos just because they don't agree with the way they're thinking. And whenever somebody finds somebody who's like-minded, there's a peace that comes along with that. There's some harmony in the universe for them. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get off here. And this topic right here is, it's not over because I've been talking my shit about relationships and religion for years. And I keep coming across more and more reasons to keep talking about it because people have not stopped doing shit to fuel my energy and my passion to try to help other people not go through the shit that somebody's going through. So, like I said, I'm not bashing or condemning relationships and marriages. I'm just hoping that people fucking grow up and know how to be happy with or without somebody before they even get into a relationship. Oh, people, find a way to have a singular unit even though they're being individuals. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that seem like it won't work when it will. And that whole thing with Darius Lovehole on Love Jones, he was like, the reason why people fall out of love is because they stop exhausting the possibilities of being in love. Some shit like that. And when I heard that, I was like, man, he is so true. Whoever wrote that movie and wrote that line or whatever, they are so right. They're point on when it comes down to that. And it's like, when my second marriage, I had to tell my second wife that, yo, man, she wanted to have a baby. And I was like, no, we can't have a baby. She's like, why? I'm like, we barely get along. How the fuck are we going to be parents, good parents, if we're not even getting along and we're not on the same page before a child gets in the world? You know what I'm saying? She disciplines her children one way. I would discipline them another way. And I'm not about to have an argument when it comes down to disciplining our children. We should be on the same level. And we weren't. There's a lot of things we weren't on the same level about. So why bring a child in the midst of that shit? But she took it a whole nother way. She took it a whole nother way. And she wouldn't even... Oh, man, anyway. I think you know where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm going to get off of here. Check out Impressive. I'm going to leave a link to her channel down below. And she keeps up with our culture, the celebrities, and all that kind of good shit. Check out both my channels. My Podrey Smurf 2 and my Podrey Smurf is just Podrey Smurf without the 2. And you're going to see game footage. You're going to see videos with my thoughts and opinions. You're going to see on this Podrey Smurf 2, it deals with people with disabilities and different things that that I'm interested in about what's going on that side of the world. You know what I'm saying? That side of life. On my other channel, Podrey Smurf, you're going to see that I'm trying to entertain folks the best way I can. And either way it goes, I'm not trying to put any bullshit in anybody's heads. I want to entertain y'all the best way that I can. You know what I'm saying? And I keep saying it over and over again. It's not cool to put some bullshit in somebody's head. It's not cool. You should, plant a seed so that seed will grow. Folks should have good memories about the next person. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to get off here. I know this is fucking long, but I rub my mouth and I be talking my shit. I be trying to make it clear exactly what I'm trying to say, so that way folks could be extra careful. You can't never say, well, I didn't hear that, I didn't know that, because man, you got a lot of people out here that's on this level, that's on this topic, and they're trying to help and motivate folks to be happy in life, with or without somebody. So anyway, you have a good day, you have a good night, you have a good morning. Peace.